He's Cameron Stewart of Locked On Baylor, and he loves basketball. Look, let's do this. I'm going to tell you about what I experienced in the Utah game between BYU and Utah when I was in the facility, in the club.
Find me there.
And then I'm want to talk about the atmosphere we'll see tonight, the game we'll see tonight. I'm going to get to that. But before, Cam, if you're a Baylor fan, if you're a UCF fan, if you're a Cincinnati
let's just say I'm a Baylor fan. Yeah.
If you're a Houston fan, if you're an Arizona fan, you should be watching this game so closely to see the Big 12 showcased at the top of college basketball.
It's a great night. It's a great night for it. Day after conference championships. You're locked in on good sports.
How about those Pats, by the way?
Kind of feels like we're in college basketball season at that point, right? Definitely after the Super Bowl, but kind of right now, you're going to have 2 weeks in between. You're going to have college basketball at the weekend. This is humongous. This is huge. And I can't understand. I mean, I can in a vacuum, but everyone and anyone has been hyping up this Kansas BYU matchup later in the week. Or Allen, and
we
that's
just
great.
saw Texas Tech Houston, by the way, too, which credited a great atmosphere,
but also did not get the hype that everyone's talking about Kansas BYU, man. It's going to be the most hyped game in years. It's we did have a great matchup with Tech and Houston in an awesome environment, and that's not even the best game that BYU is going to play in this week. This is the number one team in the country coming to Provo, supposed to be the next hub of college basketball with the money they're throwing around, the players they're getting, the excitement around this program, and the great game day atmosphere they have. This is the game. In fact, I'd go as far as saying this might be the game of the year in college basketball so far. And a couple of good neutral site games. You did, but this in a raucous environment on a true big Monday for two fan bases that it's not even going to be a late night for them. This is the game of the year in college basketball, I think, to this point.
Louisville goes to Duke. Super cool, by the way. I like when there is other competition on a big Monday. But Louisville going to Duke is the appetizer. That game's at 5. BYU Arizona is at 7:30. It's local time. It's Mountain Time. 5 o'clock for Duke. 7:30 local time for BYU Arizona. We're talking Monday night standalone game, unless you're watching UT Rio Grande Valley and Texas A&M Corpus Christi, which
my secret shame.
Yep,
go Islanders.
Yep, I won't tell Grace, your fiance. I'll make sure she never finds out. I was in the house on Saturday, on TV, but in front of the church leaders. Those Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints kids, they can party in the name of the Lord and in the name of the basketball. Holy
in
cow.
The arena.
I don't understand. I watched a video the other day. Oz, the mentalist.
Mm-hmm.
Who just toying with Matthew Stafford and doing stuff with the Rams. You're like, oh, how does that happen? It's magic. Guy pops a balloon, 2 doves fly out. Magic. Cam, there's the student section. And then when the opposing team at a BYU game shoots the free throws, they've got the wiggly car lot.
Wacky, inflatable tube man.
Inflatable.
Wacky waving inflatable tube man.
Where do they come from? And how do they just burst out? And they've got cougar faces. Where do they come from? How do they burst out of the nothing? They come from the ether.
This is BYU, man. They got people everywhere. They got people all over this great country in this world.
No, I don't get it.
It emerges.
When you see the picture of the student section, and there's the wheels,
mm-hmm.
right? The wheels that confuse you, and there's the signs and the faces and the cupcakes, and that they had one of them was Charles Barkley, I think, for who knows why. But Cam, I don't know where they come from. It's enough props to fill a warehouse. There are multiple wiggly waggly tube men. That's what they called me in high school. There are multiple wiggly waggly tube men that come out of nowhere, and those take motors. They need generators to make them all go.
They've got tunnels.
They just
filled with stuff.
Themselves out of the ground. It is Like I'm watching, we in term, and it's killing most of the elderly fans. Like, what? I can't hear. I feel really bad for half the arena. It's like, I don't know, loud music.
They still got a smile. They're covering the ears, but they got a smile. Yeah.
Here's something I will say. This isn't just BYU. It's anywhere in America. They love to put the rich old people as close as possible. They're like, yeah.
A lot of places like that in America. Unfortunately.
It's every sports. It's every sporting event. Yeah. Like, get them as close as possible to the opposing bench so they can shake the hands of the opposition. I want just one game at an arena, maybe BYU, maybe Arizona, maybe Baylor, where, hey, students only game. Only students, students and elementary school kids. Those are the two most dangerous things.
No chaperones.
And you
just let them cut it loose, man.
And
hey, Baylor did the right thing of having the students behind the benches, but hey.
And as we know, Baylor always does the right thing.
Yep.
Known for
and it's always always known for how much it parties and gets a great atmosphere.
Yep. So I do have qualms with how we handle fan bases. And I've talked to BYU students who are like, yeah, man, I'm a senior. I can't go to basketball games because there's so many people that are in the queue. So I get it's not perfect, but that atmosphere. I'm watching Utah players, and they're looking around, and they're human beings. I've been around athletes. They're honest people. These Utah guys are like, yeah, kind of wish we had that because they're going to have to go home on Wednesday to Salt Lake against Oklahoma State. And then, the speak Cam, you've seen it at Baylor games. There's 17 people there.
Echoing. Hitting off the walls and coming back. Yeah.
And there's like the 7 kids that will never get laid, even when they get married, who are in the and they're the only 3 jumping up and down in the student section. This happens at universities all across the country. Can I say get laid? I'm not sure if that's right.
I don't know.
It's
your show.
I'll get a phone call. It's fine. Hey, look, if you committed to a life of celibacy, by the way, good for you. Who am I? Who am I to judge? Great for you. That
get a lot more done.
Yeah. Honestly, I read an article about the last castrato this week.
You read?
I learned something. I learned recently. Yes, my Baylor PR degree.
I grokked it. Grok read it to me.
Grok, tell me about the last castrato. Grok, pretend that I'm Floyd Mayweather. And tell me about the last castrato.
Grok, summarize this and please read it out loud in Patrick Stewart's voice.
I'm speaking it into my phone. Grok. That's a bit Siri. Just unlocked phone. Grok. This is, I'll end the show here, which is completely unrelated to any of this. I'm at a restaurant with Gary Patterson 3 weeks ago. And sorry.
Right.
And
the Baylor defensive consultant.
Two very, very short, quick story. We first did the Amazon TV show, and Gary Patterson was brought on. One of the sponsors was like, Gary Patterson? We're like, yeah. They're like, the guy who did the thing with the kids. We're like, what? It's like, apparently there's another guy named Gary Patterson who's on the registry. We're like, no. Why would that be your first thought?
You were bringing on for the college.
They're like, we Googled it. We saw the mugshot. We're like, what are you talking about?
Care to explain this?
Like, what? Yeah, we got you. We caught your Gary Patterson red-handed. Like, okay, no.
I'm guessing he's not the second one in the Google search results, the former college football coach.
The Hall of Famer. But we were at a restaurant, and I asked him, he was in his first talks to the USC, and I was like, have you looked at their schedule next year? Because I knew it was pretty tough. And he goes, not yet. I was like, all right. And we're in the middle of God, everybody goes, hey, Siri, what's the 2026 USC football schedule? And then she does a doot. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? Siri, what's the 2000? Like, Gary, there are people all around us. They're going to go to the Poly Market now and start betting millions of dollars on the guy next to us. The bar like, hey man, what you looking at that schedule for over there? You better take a job.
Hey, you're looking a little sweaty over there. Are you Gary Patterson?
Pete Thamel. Guy's got Pete Thamel's phone number for some reason. That's how Pete learns all of his stuff. Dude.
Yeah,
Siri. I'm trying to find out Yes, that is what happens at the BYU basketball game.
Siri,
BYU Arizona.
Should I take the USC job? How about it?
AJ Dybantsa. It's going to be cinema. You want to watch it. Crazy atmosphere. Game of the year in the Big 12. This has been It Always Will Be Locked On. That's Cameron Stewart from Locked On Baylor.
Guys that almost went to Baylor.
Locked On. Thanks for making our shows your first listen every single day. We, Jarrett Stidham. You, me, Jarrett Stidham.
We got one of Jarrett Stidham's jerseys here somewhere.
Dose Grande.